In today's video, I want to share with you what I've done as an adolescent cancer survivor, having gone through cancer twice, bone marrow transplant, and pretty much 7 years of treatment. What I've done to overcome the PTSD that we accrue as individuals that have gone through a cancer experience. These can apply to other things, but primarily this can apply towards cancer and traumas associated with that. Hi, my friend. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zach, and I help guide spiritual seekers like yourself release their fears and deepen their connection with the spirit within. So my disclaimer to all this is just what I've done. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. This is what I've done. These are the introspective tools that I've used and the things I've had to come to understand. I'm 37 now. I got done with my treatment at 21, and these are the things that I had to do for myself and learn for myself that have helped me. And does that mean that I do not deal with PTSD to this day? Absolutely not. Ask my wife. As soon as something goes awry in my body, the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh crap, I've got cancer again in some other form of my body, right? That's part of the trauma. But I want to give you the things that, the tools and give you the lessons that I've come to understand about myself that hopefully can help you. And if you're dealing with that as well, maybe that can help you. So the first thing that is very difficult, and this was hard for me for a long time, but in order to do this, this is the only way to move on, is from this first step. And it's accept what happened to you. Jesus, I cannot write accept, sorry. Accept what happened. To be honest, if I'm going to be completely blunt with you, you're a freaking warrior. And you're watching this because you needed the validation that you are a true survivor. And that doesn't mean you have to be a victim. It means you're a warrior. You went through hell. You know that. I know that. And those that watch you know that. But you have to accept what happened in order for you to move forward into your new journey. That was a chapter in your life. It's always going to be there. But this is the most important step. You have to accept what happened to you. Because at the end of the day, this was a gift. It doesn't seem like a gift right now. And me saying that is going to feel almost like I'm minimizing your experience. But this is a spiritual perspective, right? We're talking about a spiritual perspective. But this was a gift. And why was it a gift? I'll give you my example. Before I got sick, I was a cocky little a-hole. And that came from my own insecurities. It came from my own unworthiness. And I used my words, instead of doing things like this, I used my words to hurt people. And it made people feel small. And when I got sick, particularly the second time, right? I diagnosed at 14, relapsed at 16. The second time, I was in a ward I was in an open floor, which was beautiful. Thank you, Oakland Children's Hospital. Now, San Francisco, UCSF, Oakland Children's Hospital. But there was a fifth floor that was built so that half the floor we could go amongst each other and be normal kids. Granted, we're pulling our poles with all of our stuff hanging and the tubes, connected to the Broviac catheters and all that. But I learned compassion. I learned empathy. I learned that I had the ability to affect people in a positive way. I learned so much about myself through that experience. And it helped me deepen my spiritual connection with spirit, with God, with the universe. It helped me understand, and it got me to question why things were happening. These were all gifts to help me become a better person, to help me live this life more joyfully so that I can enjoy this experience. This, as much as it sucked, and I'm not minimizing your experience, trust me, I'm not. It was such a gift that it happened to you. Right? There's another thing that some people are so poor, all they have is money. You have been gifted billions of dollars in the form of a spiritual gift because you experienced such suffering, such contrast. And through that suffering and contrast, you learned so much. You asked so many questions, and your spirit expanded. You helped the universe expand the consciousness itself expand because of the situation that you went through. Does that mean it was fair? Absolutely not. It was not fair. But it was worth it, because as a result of watching this, and you are on a spiritual journey right now and on a spiritual path, you are going to keep growing, and you are going to make people's lives better. And as Ram Dass said, we're all just walking each other home. This, accept what happened. This was a gift. It's going to take time, especially if you're just coming out of all your cancer treatment. I'll post a picture right here of what I look like when I came out of my cancer treatment. It wasn't pretty, and it took a long time for my body to heal. But you're going to heal, which leads us to our second point. And that second point is live from the scar, not the wound. Live from the scar, not the wound. Now, what does that mean? I think you understand exactly what that means. It means that you, just like I had just said, you went through a traumatic experience. There's your wound, the trauma. You went through a severe trauma. You didn't know if you were going to live. Hell, you might not still know if you're going to live. But you have this trauma that keeps coming up. You have to accept what happened in order for this to begin to scar over. And when you start living from the scar, when you start living from that place of healing, where you're working on yourself inwardly, where you're accepting the situation as it is, you can then begin to experience more joy. That's where joy exists, the scar. Is the scar always going to remind you that something is potentially there and something happened? Absolutely. But this is why we meditate, because when we meditate, we can observe that, oh, I'm living from the wound, not the scar. And you're going to ask, how do you close the wound? How does the wound close, Zach? How do I get it to scar over? My answer is time and practice with meditation and self-reflection. And if you need to, go to therapy. But pay attention to your wins. So we have time. We have meditation to help us gain insight. But then pay attention to your wins. Notice in your own mind, in your own psyche, when you are looking forward to the next day, when you're expecting positive outcomes. Pay attention to your wins. And when you have those wins, say, thank you, Spirit within me, for reminding me that I'm not there anymore, or that I'm moving out of it, or that I am healing, right? Find things to be grateful for. That's part of your wins. Find gratitude in the little things. Each situation has an opportunity to find something to be grateful for. I know your life you could be in the middle of your treatment right now, and I'm sorry for that. I truly am. I know how hard it is, and I know how much you're struggling. But you are a warrior. You've been given a gift. You are going to develop so many skills that are going to help not only yourself, but so many other people. Oh, hi. I'm still doing. But you can overcome this. And you will overcome this in one form or another. And my third suggestion is look to nature for guidance. So look to nature for guidance. Now, what do I mean by that? Very simply, you can see the source of all life, the life force within each plant, in each tree, growing the tree. There is a life force that is animating all of us. And so, when you look to nature, when you go out for walks, when you just sit outside, Look at the beauty that is inhabiting every single tree. They don't strain to grow. They don't fight. They just allow the light within them to help them move upward. That same life force that is animating the trees, the animals, the insects, it is inhabiting your body. And I love that saying, if you can imagine how much the divine, how much spirit, how much God loves the birds, think about how much more it loves you. What this is going to do is it's just going to ease your mind and remind you that there is life within you, and your body wants to heal. The cells want to heal. You deserve to heal. You are worthy of healing. But when you look to nature, and especially if you're on the outside of this, and you're still having these problems in your mind, remind yourself, what's happening in nature right now? If it's happening in nature, it should sure as heck be happening in your own body. You're a bit more important to God, to Spirit. You have every right to be healed, mentally and physically and emotionally. Let nature be your guide. I oftentimes would go and I would just sit by the river, and I would look at how the river rushed around the rocks, and I would see the trees swaying and the birds playing tag. And every time I was struggling deeply with something physically that was scaring me, that maybe something was happening, that always helped remind me that the spirit of life, the life force energy, is moving through me just as it is all of nature. So those are my 3 tactics to overcome PTSD. I still incorporate these things to this day. That's why I'm sharing that with you. It's hard, it's difficult, but you're here now. You've made it through. And although it may be hard at times, try to incorporate just 3 of these psychological principles to help ease that trauma response that keeps happening. I appreciate you watching. If you like that video, check this one out. Maybe it can also be of service to you and help you along your journey. I appreciate you so much for watching. Thank you so much. I love you. I know you are doing well. I know you are healing. Just keep allowing it in. I will talk to you next time. I love you. Bye. I'm still doing a video. Oh my gosh, she's not done yet. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go into the bedroom. Get out of here. I got to do one more note. I got to do one more little thing. Hi, Mom. Dad's doing a video. He was in the middle of a serious moment.
Sorry.
No, that's my fault. It took too long. How are you? Do you need anything?
No, I'm good.
You want me to get you some protein? Go with your mom.